Welcome to the Wrong Kind of Music podcast. This is an interview special. I've got Phil from Iron Mountain Metal Festival. Welcome to the podcast, Phil.
Thanks for having me, Matt. Nice one.
We'll not fuck about. We'll get stuck in straight into the questions. You're running this festival, but before we talk about that, I just want to talk about the promotional stuff you've done in the past. What sort of gigs and stuff have you put on before?
Well, I've been involved in music now. Funny enough, this all started in Belfast. I was up here in 2011 at the Titanic exhibition, and all of a sudden I got a text message from nowhere. Apparently I signed up for some volunteering site, and they just got this message and said, "Do you want to come volunteer at this festival?" And I used to be a chef, and I got put into the crew kitchen by chance. And next thing I was on the festival tours, all summer going around. Then I got to know more and more people. Then the infamous Phil Fest came about, which went tits up. I was about tits up badly, but living and learning, man. But then it just went from there. I put on gigs around the country. I kind of stopped then in 2015 because I'm a carer for my mother, so.
Sure.
She's disabled, so I have to look after her and blah blah blah. But we'll do stuff at Damage Inc. and Galway, and I've been doing stuff on and off now for years, so I've built up a lot of connections, a lot of people that I know, and experience. Well, it doesn't always go right, but you learn from these things.
Sure.
Everything is an experience.
You're putting on this Iron Mountain Metal Festival, 1st to the 3rd of May in Leitrim. It's a big ass festival, 3 days, 2 stages, 44 bands, I think. It seems like an odd question, maybe, but why put on an outdoor festival promoting Irish music in Ireland?
Well, it's something I always wanted to do, basically. When I was going to festivals years ago, back in Bloodstock, not Bloodstock actually, Wacken, Donington, and all the rest, it's just something I always wanted to do, and stupid dream I've always held on to. And then, as I say, when I'd done it for you before, and I was like, I'm never doing this again. And then I went to Gothic Species last year, and I met the people there, and I was looking around, and I'm like, this place is ready to go. Stages are there, the infrastructure is there, everything is literally in place, so I just said, why not give it one last try, and just going ahead with it this time, and hope enough people turn up that I don't lose money, basically.
Awesome. It's no secret, you've kind of covered this a bit, but it's no secret that you've attempted this before with the likes of Phil Fest, and I think there was maybe one other one.
No, that was the only one I ever was involved in.
They obviously didn't happen for one reason or another. It's up to yourself if you want to go into that. But what's different this time? Why are you confident that this one will go ahead while ones in the past have kind of fallen by the wayside?
Well, this time is a proper team. First and foremost, there's an proper infrastructure. We have a venue owned by a man that's been doing this now for 5 years, who's backing me, helping me, guiding me, making sure everything is in place, and he's great. I've got proper crew on board this time. The last time I said it was to respect what they were talkers. They told me they were going to do all these things, and they didn't do what they were supposed to do. And everything is the sum of its parts. And this time, the sum of its parts work. I have the correct people for the correct roles. Something that I didn't have the last time, and something I made sure I had 100% this time before I even attempted going down this road again.
Yeah. One of the festivals that's already happened on that site was is it Gothic Species?
Gothic Species has been going
Gothic Species.
5 years.
Now I know it was quite, or my impression of it anyway, it was quite light on bands. Mostly DJs with a few bands here and there. Now obviously, you book a load of DJs these days, it's wee bands. They turn up with 2 USB sticks, stick them at the side of decks, and away they go. Has there been anything on that site to this scale with this amount of the amount of bands coming in with the amount?
There has been. There's been punk festivals there.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, there might be another one coming up. I can't say for sure, but there's talk of it. There was something like 50 bands played at it over the weekend.
Oh,
there's a big punk festival played there before.
So this isn't, you're not the first to
No, there's been loads of different events there. Just, you wouldn't hear about a lot of them. They just were in certain scenes.
Yeah. I've been burnt in the past. We went to go to Altfest.
Yes, I remember that.
2014, I think it was round about then.
Not sure exactly.
It's meant to be a big goth festival. We were sucked in because the book Combi Christ, and that was me straight away. I'm going. It was like all the red flags were there from the start. It was a crowd-funded thing.
Yeah.
There was a few things coming up on social media. We were like, this doesn't sound right. And in the end, it didn't go ahead. Now, we were lucky. We had flights and stuff booked, and there just happened to be another festival. Heavy Fest was on that weekend. So we had a bit of a journey, but we made it to Heavy Fest. Getting a wee bit distracted there. What I'm basically asking is, what reassurance can you give to people that this is going to happen, that they're not going to, book flights? Well, maybe not flights.
No, there won't be any flights.
Book time off work and all that sort of thing,
Yeah.
and then for it to fall through. What sort of reassurances can you give?
It's just that I'm all in, basically. The money is there, the crew is there.
Yeah.
It's just, I found the perfect venue, and I want to get this off the ground. And the man that owns the venue wants to get this off the ground too. He likes us. He's met the crew. He's met the core crew, and he thinks he's been dealing with people for years, and he just likes what we're about. He likes what we stand for. He likes us as people. So if I lose a bit of money getting it off the ground, so be it. Hopefully enough people turn up, but this time I'm just all in.
I think that's we spoke briefly before we started filming this, and you showed me the list of crew.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing that's kind of, from my perspective anyway, and I know that sometimes you're just seeing it through the lens of social media and the internet and stuff.
Yeah.
But there was always this idea that it's just you trying to put on this huge big festival.
No.
And when you see that there's so many other people involved, it's kind of like, hold on, this isn't just one man with a man.
Oh God, no way, man, no way. Like, I'll just read out this here, like he's the site manager. Like, he's been involved in site crew operations, sound. He's qualified production manager. He's been in set design, stage carpenter, stage props manager. Like, he's been doing this for years. I just wrote that down because I remember everything that he does. Like,
So there are people who are professional
at
this
like
that are involved with the festival.
Oh yeah, the production manager was actually sorting crew for Slipknot there last Monday, Tuesday, but he was overseeing a 60 strong crew, like, so, and he's had his own studio, his own sound company, so he's bringing a 30,000 system to the main stage. He sorted it himself, like, so,
I was looking at the flyer just before you arrived, and I noticed a total kind of across the two main stages, 3 days, there's I counted 44 bands, and I was just thinking of that in terms of scale. That's actually on par with the likes of Bloodstock.
Smaller version, yeah.
So I mean, you're confident. You feel like is there the stage where you can accommodate that?
Oh yeah, there's enough space.
That amount of bands coming, all that gear.
Yeah, we have a big shed for storing gear in.
Yeah, so it's all.
There's a big shed there that'll be everyone's gear will be stored in.
Awesome.
So just label it all off, and then it'll be locked up, and everything. All the gear will be secure and safe.
Yeah,
there'll be no worries on that at all. No weather damage or anything.
All considered.
Yeah.
Brilliant. You've put up some photos of the festival site. I think again that was to try and reassure people.
That's
this site exists. This is happening, and this is where you'll be. It's not your traditional empty field.
No.
It's not like, Bloodstock start off with practically a blank canvas and they build everything. It tells a wee bit about the site because, as I say, it's not traditional.
No, it's not. It's an American man came to Ireland 20 years ago, bought this site in Leitrim for literally nothing, like. And over the last 20 years, he's basically turned his grounds into a music festival. And he was doing that for years. They're branching out now into other things as time goes forward. I can't talk about that, it's not my place, but
sure.
He's just designed this place for years. He's just built up this little, his domain as he calls it. And he met an English woman and a few years ago, I don't know how many years ago, and they moved to set up there and just have events there all year round. They just live off the grid and do their own thing, they just party zone really, they like having people around and good times and meeting people, like, so.
Yeah, sounds
really kind of very alternative. Yeah, really alternative. Like,
there's a festival we used to go to a long time ago called Jigs and Rigs.
I don't know about
and it was up. It was in Rathlin Island, just off the north coast.
Oh yes, the one. Yeah.
And it was the same again. It was just a guy that had a bit of land and thought, once a year, let's invite a load of people over here and put on a good show.
Bit of crack,
And
like.
it was kind of like, it was low key, but it was good fun, you know. And it wasn't, no one was there to make money.
Yeah.
But they were great festivals. I think if you got that same sort of atmosphere and
That's
stuff,
exactly what we're going
what
for.
you're after,
Exactly what we're
could
going.
end up being really good. Simple question: of all the bands you've got booked, who would be the 3 that you're most excited about?
Oh, I don't know. I can't really know how to answer that.
You're allowed, no, you're allowed to pick favorites.
But I won't see many bands over the weekend because I'll be so damn busy.
Sure.
But Thoughts of Ruin will be cool. Like Thoughts of Ruin, like they set
they're reuniting
after 10 years. Like they set the bar. Like 10 years ago, Irish bands didn't travel overseas to record albums.
Sure.
These guys were doing things that were way ahead of their time. So it'll be great to have them back. That would be cool. Like you know. And obviously the Crawling, the Crawling are excellent. Like so, that hopefully I'll get to watch most of them. Is there anyone else that really springs to mind? Obviously Baylor.
Yeah, I was going to mention
Baylor. Yeah. I think the whole lineup is very strong.
It is.
There's no weak link on that lineup. Really, everyone knows what they're doing. They're all experienced, and they're all going to put on a great show. So I'm very happy with the lineup.
I think all the bands will be really good except for Curse and Sons. Awful band. Awful. Joking. Are there any bands you wanted on the bill but you couldn't get?
10 Ton Slug.
10 Ton Slug.
10 Ton Slug.
Yeah.
That was the only one.
If there was another band that I would love to have seen on it, would have been Two Tales of Woe.
Two Tales of Woe, yeah.
I don't know.
Carl,
are they gigging at the minute?
They are, but Carl can't really, needs hotels and stuff.
Shit.
He can't go camping and stuff. Like with Bloodstock, he had to book hotels and all the rest of it, so it wouldn't just be suit them, you know.
Yeah.
That was the only reason they weren't involved.
In the past, specifically with Philfest and stuff, you would have been very active online, engaging with people in sort of conversations and debates and stuff. Would you say, have you changed your attitude or your approach to the sort of the internet and online communities and stuff? Yeah. In what ways?
Just copped on.
Yeah.
Just copped on, basically.
That's the way to put it.
Just basically shut up, like, you know, be quiet, like, don't get into stupid arguments with people, you know.
Absolutely.
I'm liable to do it, but I'm getting better at it, you know. If something kind of annoys me, I'm just like, turn it off, put it away, just walk away, leave it, don't start this, it's only going to go wrong.
I've always said it's the best approach, you know, put your message out there. If people want to start being snipey about it,
just let them at it.
Step back.
Yeah,
and
we're going to talk about you no matter what.
I've said before in the podcast, I don't think it's any bad thing that Metal Ireland forum is dead and gone.
Oh no, that was poison. Like.
And I know it's been replaced by something else, but
I seen there's something up there. Yeah,
I don't bother with it. It's just I'll say it, like, it's a bunch of cunts just trying to wind people up for the most part. You know,
just agreeing with each other.
Yeah. The location's secret, and this is something I've been thinking about a lot myself. How do we get there if we don't know where the location is?
Well, if you buy a ticket, you're going to have to contact us.
Right.
And if you're planning on going, just contact us and we'll send you like exact locations.
Okay, and can you can drive there?
Oh, you can, yeah.
Right, so there's no because I had it in my head we were going to be worried about like there was going to be a coach service, so we get dropped off somewhere. Coach service takes us.
No. We're planning a shuttle service from Carrick and Shannon.
And is that throughout the week? So if you're on out of beer, can you go back and forward, or
no? It'll be kind of once you're up, like, you know,
so bring it
30 miles to Carrick, like.
Yeah,
it really is in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
but that's why we say to people, just bring as much as you can carry.
Yeah,
there'll be no restrictions. You won't get searched.
So there's car parking.
There's car parking and all the rest.
Perfect. Okay, is this a one-off, or will there be another one next year?
It depends. It depends on how everything goes. If everyone's happy.
Yeah.
The man that owns the venue wants this to continue.
Yeah.
He likes it. He likes metal. He likes us as people. He wants this to keep going on an annual basis. We're just going to play it by ear. Hopefully, if everything goes according to plan and everyone's happy to proceed, we'll proceed.
If you were to come back next year, would you consider booking international bands?
No,
or
I can't.
It's just an Irish thing.
It's going to be a small Irish party thing.
Yeah.
Like people say, is this going to be built into a big festival? I'm like, no. This is this place. It's going to be small. It's going to be BYOB. It's not going to be corporate. It's going to be a maximum of 300 on the site, and it's just going to be a basically party. It's a metal party for a weekend.
No Vodafone posters next year.
No. no big PR campaigns or
Okay.
sponsorship by Jägermeister or anything like that.
Not long after you announced the thing, and everyone started talking about it, and I got a bit of a buzz about it. Out of or what appeared to me anyway, out of nowhere came Clang Metal Festival.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts towards Clang?
Well, to be honest with you, I wish them the best of luck.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we are night and day. Clang is a indoor massive arena. I think it's 3,000 people it holds or something. I don't know, but it's a corporate bar price event.
Yeah.
IMF is a piss up in the mountain, basically. 2 stages, people going up with loads of cans, drinking beer for a weekend and camping out. Like like the people that are going to go to Clang were never going to come to our event.
You don't think there's overlap there, no?
Not really. Maybe there'll be some people that were on the fence about it, but it's unfortunate. But as I say, they're so different that I don't know. The Irish bands are on the Clang lineup too, so it's in the best interests of everyone if both of them work.
Sure, absolutely.
It's as I say, I was a bit miffed at first. Oh, Jesus, the same weekend, but these things are going to happen. Like
absolutely. Is there anything else you want to mention then, or talk about before we wrap up?
Not particularly, no. Just hopefully that people support it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a small little event. It's where you can bring your own beer and the security are there just to protection basis only. Everyone is just going to be up there. There'll be campfires. There'll be a food van, but you can bring your own food and stuff. Like, just come up for a weekend and just go mad basically, and go home again, and hopefully everything goes well, and it'll be a coming annual event. Like,
excellent,
handy enough.
Brilliant. Well, thanks very much for
the podcast. Thanks very much.
Appreciate it.
No bother.
Thanks everyone for watching the podcast. This was just a quick interview. We will be back very, very soon with our first full-length podcast. We'll be talking about the festival season in Ireland. We'll be talking about Metal to the Masses, and we'll be covering a few gigs that have happened already this year. So, yeah, stay tuned. Just as well, we're going to be on YouTube. Some people have requested we bring the podcast to an audio-only format so they can listen on the bus on their way to work and all that sort of shit. So we're going to start doing that as well. But that's us for today. Thank you very much. And as always, keep listening to the wrong kind of music.